Urging 7 endangered right whale calves have been spotted so far this calving season. Now you may think 7, that's not really a lot, but last year there were 0 spotted.
And every calf counts for the critically endangered whale. And as our Juliette Dreyer reports, experts say you play a role in helping them survive.
Nature's beauty just off the first coast. This is one of 7 North Atlantic right whale calves spotted off the Florida and Georgia coasts this calving season.
This has been a good calving year after a very disappointing year last year when no calves were spotted off northeast Florida, southeast Georgia.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission estimates just 500 North Atlantic right whales remain.
The numbers are so low that every calf is important.
Dr. Quentin White, a professor of biology and marine science and executive director of Jacksonville University's Marine Science Research Institute, says the low population leads to low reproduction.
What worries me about the right whale is that there are so few of them that the chance of their encountering and reproducing has dropped.
Overall, Dr. White is cautiously optimistic about the future of the right whale and hopes the population can rebound in a way similar to manatees.
I'm an optimist.
But that will take many more productive calving seasons.
At this point, you might be wondering, is there anything I can do that will make a difference? Dr. White says yes. Cut down on your use of single-use plastics like plastic straws and trade plastic bags for reusable ones.
The right whales are a filter feeder, and so they are taking in a huge amount of plastic in their stomachs, and this has the potential to cause problems down the road.
Dr. White says while you may not feel like you're making a difference, others may follow suit.
And I think if everybody sort of began thinking about how they live their lives and what they do, they can make a difference.
Juliette Dreyer, First Coast News, on your side.